Lonn Trost, the Yankees lawyer who broke laws. Who is Lonn Trost? Well, we know he was raised in Brooklyn and was always interested in sports, although he was too small to be an athlete, so he settled for being a fan. In his teen years, Lonnie worked for the Yankees selling hot dogs in the stands so he could be at the games. Bet he asked his heroes like DiMaggio, Mantle, and Berra for their autographs. Lonnie raced through high school in record time, then coasted through college, cutting classes to play a lot of poker, and he failed to graduate. After an encouraging whack from his mother, he took another shot at college. He shocked Mom and Dad with his decision to become a lawyer. His wife helped him get through law school. Then he got a job as a tax lawyer with the feds in Washington, D.C. After that, he got a job with the New York law firm Shea & Gould, which had some sports business, and he happened to do some work regarding the Yankees, which took him to the offices at Yankee Stadium and a meeting with his idol, George Steinbrenner. He must have been hooked because for almost 20 years he worked for Steinbrenner doing business as outside counsel, which meant he wasn't on their official payroll, but he had a small office there and spent a lot of time with the old man, learning the ropes. What did he learn? For one thing, how to assert himself as a control freak. For example, after the new Yankee Stadium opened, fans discovered they could no longer ask players for autographs during the pre-game warm-up and batting practice, like Lonnie had been able to do years earlier. So Chief Operating Officer Trost was asked about his new policy during a press conference. Here's what he said. If you purchase a suite, do you want somebody in your suite? If you purchase a home, do you want somebody in your home? What the heck does that mean? What on earth does it have to do with fans asking players for autographs? Anyway, the Yankees got so much bad media reaction to what Lonnie the Coup had said, they decided to modify that policy to give fans limited pregame access, which means in a designated area for a certain length of time. That's all you get, fans. Like Steinbrenner always said, it's all for the fans. But why was Trost the bully depriving fans of the opportunity he'd had years earlier? Isn't that hypocrisy? And it seems that increasing the price of seats in the new stadium to sky's the limit might have been Trost's idea too. He sent a letter to season ticket holders announcing that seats near home plate would be $500 to $2,500 each for a game that typically lasts 2 or 3 hours. And seats in the rest of the stadium were a lot higher than they'd been in the old stadium. When the media reacted to his announcement with astonishment, Trost defended the pricing, saying that the Yankees were offering an exclusive experience for those with discerning taste who seek the very best that life has to offer. Translation: if you have more money than brains, we'd love to have you as our guest. But the incident that seemed to ruffle Lonnie's feathers big time was the rumor that the Yankees were for sale, that the Steinbrenner family was willing to sell now that George was dead and gone. It seems that the media had reported that there was chatter in the baseball world, as well as in financial circles, that the team was for sale. The organization was quick to rebut the rumor, but the loudest voice was Trost. With respect to Major League Baseball, we, the Yankees, will ask the Commissioner, Bud Selig, to undertake an investigation and take appropriate action. Incredible! Why the hell would you ask the MLB Commish to investigate a freaking rumor reported in the media? Because you want to sound like a big man and provoke the wrath of the devil for the media daring to report such brazen scuttlebutt? The MLB doesn't even investigate worthwhile things, like the rape and attempted sodomy of a clubhouse employee and a 14-year-old bat boy, or clubhouse gambling that includes an MLB team betting on itself. Those are crazy pronouncements, Lonnie Trost. You should retire. And here's the icing on your going-away cake. Yes, we've been saving the best for last. In 1996, when hard-working Yankees clubhouse employee Paul Priori was verbally abused by homophobic players, physically abused by Bob Wickman, then sexually assaulted by Bob Wickman, Jeff Nelson, and Mariano Rivera, all because they accidentally found out he's gay. Paul tried reporting the sexual assault of him and a 14-year-old bat boy to the NYPD, but they refused to listen because the cops were afraid of making George Steinbrenner angry and losing their cushy stadium assignments. So Paul complained in writing to Steinbrenner and his managers, and the result was that Steinbrenner ordered his managers to get rid of the homo. In 1997, his managers, led by lawyer Lonn Trost, knew they couldn't fire Paul for being gay or for his job performance, which was exceptional, so they concocted a scam, a big lie, about Paul stealing $2 million worth of Yankee uniforms and merchandise and selling them to a sports collector in Las Vegas. It was an absurd plan, but Trost approved it, sanctioned it, as the most senior exec and legal overseer on staff. He approved a grand scam, and he was in the room when it was presented. Here's a quick look at how it unfolded. Paul was brought into Steinbrenner's office, but the old man wasn't there. He was never there when someone was being fired. He had no stomach for it. Who was there besides Trost? Bob Watson, the GM, Brian Cashman, assistant GM, and Tom May, assistant. And a few guys in suits hired to play the part of FBI agents. But Paul caught on to the con when the actors flashed a fake badge and fake ID. And Paul also discovered that their evidence of the grand scam was an envelope containing blank pages. And Trost knew all this ahead of time. He approved it and helped present it. For a simple reenactment, watch YouTube video, The New York Yankees Meet Their Criminals. So, Mr. Trost, we hereby charge you with the following: failure to act when you became aware of the unlawful, hostile work environment involving the repeated harassment of Paul Priori by players. Hindering prosecution by not reporting criminal activity, attempted rape and sodomy, after you were made aware of it. Cover-up, concealing evidence of wrongdoing or information embarrassing for the Yankees. Lying, fabricating false, forged evidence. Fraud, deliberate deception to secure unfair or unlawful gain or depriving a victim, Paul, of a legal right. Conspiracy, a secret plan by you and your group of managers to do something unlawful or harmful. Defamation of Paul's character by lying to the media that he was fired for performance and conduct, when in fact his job performance was exemplary. Coercion, persuading your players and managers to lie under oath in their depositions regarding what had happened to Paul. There's probably other charges, but we'll leave it there for now. We should also mention that you condoned George Steinbrenner keeping 2 sets of financial records which helped them amass all those hundreds of millions of dollars. We wonder what the New York Bar Association would say about your behavior, Mr. Trost.